No, he said that. Sports Talk. If you think he's lying, go check on the players' choice clips, and you'll see it right there.
He said who?
He said
Bro,
he would
Finley's
take
better than who?
Jermichael Finley over Jimmy Graham.
Get the
That's
fuck-
a
get the fuck-
that is wild.
The 2010s, he was not a top 5.
We're talking about New Orleans Saints, Seattle Seahawks, Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
New
Oh
Orleans
my
Saints,
word!
Jimmy
Oh,
Graham.
he's
Wow.
no, that's wild. That's wild, bro.
That's
wild.
crazy.
Miami
The only
Hurricane, Jimmy Graham. Oh man,
The only tight end you would take above Jimmy at that point
Gronk.
was Gronk. That's it. He even tried to make an argument for Jason Witten above him.
No.
Jason
If
Witten.
this was
That makes
is
more sense.
wild.
But it
Nah,
makes
that's
more sense
crazy.
than Jermichael Finley.
Yeah.
Yes,
I-
because Jason Witten does have longevity. Jason Witten, one of the preeminent tight ends in the NFL. The
Yeah.
problem with Jason Witten, and I believe he's a Hall of Famer, was he ever considered the best tight end? You look at
No.
early in his
he
career,
was never the best tight end, bro.
right? There was Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, and then after that there
Yeah.
was Rob Gronkowski, Jimmy Graham, and a plethora of other tight ends.
Travis
I would-
Kelsey.
Travis
Oh no,
Kelce.
that was early. That was early.
Else became like the later
Talking about
part.
who Mookie Trent.
But yeah, like
What-
if
what
this
you
was
think?
like if we were talking like
That's
the
crazy.
2000s, then even though Jimmy Graham didn't really play in the 2000s, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
But 2010s, hell.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know what Mookie was on that day, but clearly he had to be on something.
Yeah, clearly. But hey, man,
Right.
welcome to the Throwdown, man. What episode is this? 75. I'm your host, Ben, Brandon from the block, whatever you want to call me, man. Here, y'all know the people, man. Y'all know some of these people. Sports Talk. You've been having a lot of bash lately this last week.
It happens. It happens. Got to get more bold. I mean, I still got
I'm
the
not
sign
gonna
for
lie.
the
Hold on.
Steelers. I still got it.
Sports Talk. I'm not gonna lie. I seen that Bobo Victor. That's a wild. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No,
that is
and-
wild.
And there's a lot of context that's missing out of that, but I still stand by it. I mean, it's not when you understand everything, like the whole argument I was trying to make there, it makes a lot more sense. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just excited to get back on here. I look
Sure.
forward to this every week.
Mhm.
I love, the Steelers are mid. We gotta. It's religious at this point. You got to keep it going. It's the
Yeah,
trend.
fact.
Other than that, I mean, Chiefs on top and Denver in 5.
Yeah, rest in peace, Norma Hunt.
For sure. For sure. Yo, Broad, how you been, bro?
I've been chilling, man. I know I haven't been on here the last couple weeks because some things have been going down, but
For sure.
I'm back and I'm ready to talk.
Glad you're back. Kenny, how you been, bro?
What's good with y'all boys? Hey man, it's been a couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying? Mookie, Kobe Bryant is not top 5 all time. Same with Brandon. The Lakers, hey man, Lakers, we finna make some off-season moves. We going back to the Western Conference Finals, damn near the finals next year as well. I'm making that prediction as well. Lakers in 5, Rams in
Run
1.
it back.
Let's get it.
Hashtag Run
Run
it
it
back.
back.
Bro.
Run
Yes,
it
sir.
back.
And what's next? The Pistons are winning the NBA Finals.
Yes, the Pistons are making the playoffs. I'm just playing.
Man, PSP, how you been, bro?
Good, man. Just chilling. Just finished a long day at work, but glad to be here. Can't wait to talk about some NFL. Can't wait to talk about some news regarding Russell Wilson declining the Eagles. So can't wait to get into that.
We'll
Yeah.
get into that.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy? I just got off work too.
That's tough. But hey, man, we got a lot of topics to talk about, man. We got a new segment called Overrated, Underrated, or Just Right. When the NFL plays, it's gonna be heated. And yeah, first topic we got the Miami Heat, man. They won game 2. Great game, by the way, 111 to 108. Just want to hear what y'all thoughts about the game.
Well, I didn't
Um,
watch it because
Honestly, I was shocked. I was shocked.
boys.
For sure.
You were shocked?
I was shocked. I didn't think Miami was gonna go into Denver and beat them. Like I'm actually shocked because the Lakers. Did the Suns beat them at home?
No.
No.
Yeah. So like I
Denver was
was
undefeated.
I was kind of shocked that that the Heat was able to pull it off. Hey man, the Heat on timing right now, bro. I'm not saying they're gonna win this series, but man, like this Heat team is a tough team, and I was very shocked that they won this game.
Yeah,
Mhm.
how
I
about
wasn't.
that? The Nuggets are 0-3 when Jokic scores 40 plus points this playoffs.
Right. But but like I've said before, the only way for the Heat to beat the Nuggets is you take away Jokic's passing and playmaking. Jokic had more turnovers than assists last night. He had 4 assists. I give a lot of credit to Miami's Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent. They shot well from the 3. Jimmy Butler, what? They didn't shoot well from the 3 last night.
Did Caleb Martin have like 3 points?
I'm talking about collectively the Heat. They shot
You
17.
said Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent. You just said Caleb Martin's name. That just baffled me. Caleb Martin scored
Gabe
6 points in 2 games.
Gabe
yeah,
Vincent had a good game yesterday.
He did.
Gabe Vincent was sensational, but
Okay,
Caleb Martin.
okay, I'm sorry,
Caleb
Caleb
Martin's
Martin.
been
Yeah,
ass so
I
far.
got lost. But the Heat, they shot 17 to 35 from the 3-point range. You can live with that. They were better as far as getting to the free throw line compared to what they were in game 1. Mike Malone, that final possession though, that was terrible. You had 2 timeouts left, and it was like a 3-point game. You could have just gotten an easy 2 foul. Either they make 1 or 2 free throws. It would have been a 2-point or a 3-point game. Call another timeout, and then you would have had enough time to hit a 3. I didn't like that last possession though, but Miami, I thought they played well. They played better. I can't wait for game 3 in Miami though, but I wasn't surprised that the Heat would win this one. A lot of people thought that the Nuggets would sweep them. Nah. Miami, with that culture, with Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler, they would win one of those games on the road. They'll win one of the games, either game 3 or game 4 at home, and the Nuggets should probably finish this series in 6.
I don't know, man, but the Heat are a really good home team, though.
They are the.
I don't know. They're really good. It's tough to be Miami in Miami.
They are the, and plus
So,
Jimmy Butler late in the game guarding Jamal Murray. That was also big. So I think if you can find a way to get Jimmy Butler more on Jamal Murray, not saying Jamal Murray would be shut down, but it can somewhat offset that. But big thing at the end of the day, you take away Jokic's passing and playmaking. Because yes, even when he scores 40 points, to your point, Broad, they're 0-3. And when you make Jokic more of a scorer than a playmaker, it hurts Denver. But in order for Denver to win, Michael Porter Jr. is going to have to show up as well, because I haven't seen much from him thus far. Have not. And Denver committed dumb fouls late in the second quarter, particularly that 3 on Max Strus. So,
yeah. Sports Talk, you got anything to say about the game?
Yeah, I mean, same thing PSP said. And I've been saying since before this series started is that you have to let Jokic do his thing, and then you have to shut everyone else down. They just pulled it off this time. I think, people are talking about Michael Porter Jr. I think he's definitely an X factor. I think Aaron Gordon needs to step it up too. Being the lob threat that he is, they're having to throw all their size. Miami is at Jokic right now. They really don't have any size. Aaron Gordon should be a huge mismatch for anyone he's on, right? Especially in the lob threat that he is. They need to get him going more in that aspect of the game. Michael Porter Jr. has to quit. Just being a black hole when it comes to getting the ball. That man. The running joke across TikTok is that this man never passes.
I also think starting Kevin Love was smart though, because you throw in some size with Aaron Gordon and Jokic too.
Well, yeah, because good at rebounding,
and
boxing out and stuff like that.
Floor to shoot the 3.
Yeah. So Spoelstra, if Miami were to win this series, I just obviously the guys on the court have to win the game. I think Spoelstra would get. He has to be solidified as the best coach in the NBA now. At this point, what he's done with this team multiple times, they're not the most talented team, but they play like the most well-rounded team at times.
I think Spoelstra is the best coach in the league.
I think you
That's
have
my
to give it to him
opinion.
at this point.
You have to give it to him at this point, and it's about time that people finally giving him his credit or due, because people just thought he was just a product of the big three in Miami. He's proven he's way more than that. But the Heat culture, from Pat Riley, Mickey Harrison, Jimmy Butler, Philadelphia is still looking themselves in the face saying, we could have had Jimmy Butler, but instead we went with Tobias Harris. Sorry, Broad.
I could never understand that.
Yeah.
I never understood that move.
Because I think that was because of Ben Simmons, though.
Yep.
But the reason why I'm still taking Denver, and I took him in 5 to start, is at the end of the day, when you look at the last 20, 25 years, you can go back to the entirety of the NBA's history. A top 3 player has won, 95, been in the winner of 95% of finals. I mean, you think about it, you had guys like Steph, KD, LeBron, Giannis. Dirk was probably the last one to not be a top 3 player in the league and win it, and stuff like that. So that's why I take Jokic, because I think he is a top 3 guy. I think a lot of people would agree with that if he's either 1 or 2. I don't think Jimmy is that, at the top 3 caliber in the NBA. And that's why I take Denver, because at the end of the day, just like in football, you normally go with who has the better quarterback, unless the team, in basketball, it's like, unless the team is so heavily favored, in one direction, if the teams are right about, you could consider even, you lean towards the better superstar. And both teams are, have good depth. Both teams, are playing great basketball. But at the end of the day, I trust Jokic more at his peak than I do Jimmy Butler.
And also, when's the last time that an 8th-seeded team made the NBA Finals? Back in 1999, the New York Knicks in the lockout year, when they lost to, of course, Sports Talk Spurs with David Robinson and Tim Duncan. So
Last time.
In Sports Talk, you was Spurs fan talk about Victor Wembanyama like that. Come on, Sports Talk. Come on, man.
That's the thing, though.
You said Victor who?
He thinks he's overhyped.
I think he's way overhyped. And people are acting like he's the most hyped prospect since LeBron. No, he's not. Zion was. People are talking about, well, he's dominating France. Luka dominated the EuroLeague from the time he was 16. Like, I mean, I get he's 7'5". He's incredibly talented. But he is, to me, he is closer to Bobo right now than he is to LeBron. And people are trying to put him in, like, if you're not top 5 all time, your career's a waste. That's insane. Like,
It's interesting that we're talking about Victor, but we're forgetting about what Shaq could do next season, because all the talk about Victor Wembanyama as far as Rookie of the Year, we're forgetting Shaq.
Yeah,
School Henderson could be a better, like, I think School Henderson has the potential to be a top 10 guard in this league. Like, I'm that high on him. Like, I don't know if y'all pay attention to those G League games. School Henderson is nice.
Yeah, he's got great athleticism, man.
The thing with Chet is he needs to gain some weight so he can be a little more physical. Because, like, one of the last games I vividly remember watching Chet Holmgren was that round of 32 game against Memphis when Jalen Duran, all he was doing the entire game was just backing up on Chet and driving into the hole. And Chet couldn't do anything.
No, yeah, Chet is soft. I will say that. Him and Victor definitely need to get in the weight room.
But like Luka, he was a 6'8" point guard coming out of the EuroLeague, and he was a 3rd overall pick and got traded for the 5th overall pick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So all these reasons I'm hearing is like he's, Victor, he's great on, both sides of the floor. Obviously, Luka is, a superstar on the offensive end and a liability on the defensive end. But like they're incredible talents from overseas, dominating overseas leagues. I just don't see that, where the hype's coming from necessarily. As much. I get he's 7'5", but come on.
But Sports Talk, but hold on. Sports Talk, you have to understand, bro. He's getting drafted to the Spurs. They're very good at developing bigs. So
I know this. I'm a Spurs fan. I'm well aware of what Pop's done. I'm still saying that.
So you should be excited that, you're getting another generation. I'm not saying he's
I'm excited that he's coming to the squad, but at the same time, people are saying if he's not the best player in the league in year 3 on both the offensive and defensive side of the floor, he's already behind. They're saying if he has a career like Hakeem Olajuwon or Kevin Durant, he has failed. Two rings, MVPs is a failed career?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
What?
that. That makes no sense.
Yeah, that was
to me.
Chris Broussard who brought that up. Yeah.
That makes
Like-
no sense at all to me.
Like, what are we talking about? And he's talking about this is coming from GMs, sources, all this. And he's a reliable source. Chris Broussard isn't like Skip Bayless. I mean, he's not that ridiculous.
or
Hey,
Matt
So
Hey, be careful because I live near where Chris Broussard lives in South Forge. So But my thing is, here, sports talk. I disagree with you with the comparison to Bol. Like you see him as Bol. I mean, you could make a better comparison.
he's
Like
closer to
Porzingis.
Bol than he is LeBron right now.
Okay, not maybe. Okay, definitely not LeBron. But would you say Porzingis? Young Porzingis before the ACL injuries, all the stuff.
Yeah. Porzingis, that's fair. Bol before he got injured at Oregon, let's not forget this man was
he was
going
really good.
crazy.
He was really
He
good.
was going crazy.
That's facts.
I mean, had
Yeah.
a father that was in the NBA, so he has NBA bloodline. He was, 7'3", a stretch. I mean, he was doing exactly what Porzingis was doing, but here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
We want to talk about a big man that was like ripping it up in, I want to say, Australia, but you were talking about like international leagues and didn't really plan out in the NBA. There's one guy that I'm thinking of, and it's just like nail on the coffin of what you just said, and that is Thon Maker.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
People were
that,
saying, I think he lied about his age, though. People were saying that he lied about his age, and there's like a lot of proof saying that he was like 4 or 5 years older than what he said he was.
Yeah, but
Brandon, that should have been the conversation. Overhyped the draft prospects and also past or present draft prospects.
yeah. But hey, man, topic 2, man. Been some breaking news. Kyrie wants LeBron to join the Dallas Mavericks.
It makes no sense.
Good move.
No, it makes no sense.
That's a
No.
terrible.
It makes zero sense.
First of all,
No sense.
LeBron James at 38 years old to come play with the Mavericks with Luka and Kyrie. First of all, who's going to run the point? We all know Luka is a ball dominant player. Luka, we've seen him without the ball, not so good. So how's that going to work? And plus, what are the Lakers going to get in return by trading a 38-year-old LeBron?
Shoot,
What are they
Tim
going to
Hardaway
get?
Jr. Hardy.
Who's going to play
I don't
defense?
know.
Who's going to play
Nobody.
defense on that
We
team?
It
know
makes
they're
no-
not going to
nah,
play
it-
defense. We don't expect
it's-
Luka, who is completely a defensive liability, to play defense. We don't expect Kyrie to play defense because that's not what he's known for. And LeBron, at this point in his career, not playing much defense. So the Mavericks, it's going to be exciting. They're going to generate a lot of points, but how's it going to be conducive as far as wins or championship?
Before we continue, I just want to say, not congrats, but shout out to the We're the Weird Ones podcast. Shout out to them. But go ahead, bro.
So I'm just going to take a Premier League term here. I'm going to steal it for a second. Like a prime thing that led up to the Dallas Mavericks bottling their playoff spot was their defense. So if you add LeBron, isn't that going to make your defense worse?
It might not necessarily make it worse, but it's not going to make it any better. I mean, yeah, you can score 130 points a game, but you're going to give up 150.
And
So,
they
like, what
would
does it
barely
matter?
make the play. They would barely make the play-in. Given how they struggled last year, how would they be able to make the play-in tournament?
And why is Kyrie trying to recruit him to Dallas? Go to LA.
Exactly.
Like, what sense does that make?
I think the only reason why Kyrie would want to stay in Texas because of the no state income taxes, as opposed to going to California and dealing with all those taxes down there.
That's fair. That is fair. However, at the same time, though, like basketball wise, it makes no sense. It makes zero sense.
Yeah, I mean, players would want to be in Los Angeles, California, than Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Unless you want to play be in a state with the no state income taxes, and of course Dallas Cowboys. So I don't know.
Also, like when you look at it, LA is a way bigger market than Dallas is. I mean, LA is the second biggest market in the country behind New York. So obviously you're going to get more exposure. Like you're going to get the spotlight more than playing in Dallas.
And if you're the Lakers, you just saw what happened with D-Lo in the playoffs. Of course, you would want Kyrie over D-Lo because Kyrie has much more offensive bag than D-Lo. Defensively, neither of them play great defense, but I still want Kyrie because he'll make up for it. So that's, if I'm the Lakers, that's what I should do. I would get Kyrie. I would get him because I just don't trust AD's health and durability. As talented and as skilled as he is, and when healthy, he can give you 26 and 12. Dude does not put in a lot of time in the offseason as far as his conditioning. And it seems like ever since that championship, he's gotten too complacent. And I just don't see much improvement as far as his condition and his durability, man. I just don't.
Hey, Kenny, what's your
the
thoughts
topic?
on Kyrie wanting LeBron to join Dallas?
I think it's stupid because for one, LeBron, Luka, they're two ball dominant players, and I think that would just be stupid for Dallas to do if they actually do it. But I don't think Dallas is that dumb to do that shit. And I heard, so I walked into the whole 80 this, whatever he was talking about. Y'all have to understand, Anthony Davis does not want to play the center, bro. I've been trying to tell people this for the longest. He wants to play his natural position, which is the power forward. So if I'm at the Lakers this season, this summer, I would go after a center like Brooke Lopez, for example, or maybe Nas Reed, or like a defensive center, and surround the Lakers what they had in 2020 with great role players and let LeBron run the point. That's literally all the Lakers have to do. They don't need no Kyrie Irving. They don't need no Trae Young. Well, Trae Young will be nice, but still, they don't need that. They need 3-and-D players with the big man with AD. That's literally all they need.
I don't know
Go
if
get
I want
Bobo.
Trae Young with LeBron.
Yeah.
Go get Bobo.
so-
Hell yeah.
And besides,
not?
how are we going to trust AD? The knock on AD has been durability. That's the only concerns I have with AD, durability. If AD can't go, who's going to generate scoring other than LeBron?
Yeah, because the Lakers try too hard to like make Anthony Davis play the center when he clearly doesn't want to play the center. He's been telling them this for the past 2 seasons. He does not want to play center.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Trae and LeBron though. I would rather deal with Kyrie than LeBron.
Okay.
Y'all said trade LeBron.
No, you mentioned LeBron and Trae together. I don't like that. I would rather see Kyrie and LeBron than Trae and LeBron.
But Trae,
It's just KD.
but the thing is about Trae Young, Trae's gonna show up to play though. Kyrie, is like you never know with him.
Yeah, but at the same time, given the relationship and given the rapport, and plus Trae, I just don't trust him because there are times he takes a lot of bad, ill-advised shots. Though there are times I feel like instead of settling for the step back or the long range threes, try attacking more with the floater game. I just think Kyrie's a better fit for LeBron than Trae.
And Trae and Luka both need to take a page out of Steph Curry's book, and they need to get a lot better off ball. Trae Young has the same kind of ability to where he can just run around, the entire time like Steph does and get himself open instead of trying to play this ISO ball.
Agreed.
Okay.
That's what people don't understand. That's what made Curry an all-time great. Not with him with the ball. It's with him without the ball.
And
they tried with DeJounte Murray, and unfortunately, so far it hasn't panned out.
Yeah, that's facts. Hey, Chris, what's up, my boy?
What's good?
What's up? You got any thoughts about the Kyrie want LeBron to join Dallas? Before we go to the next topic.
What did I think about it? Let's see. Luka. Wait, Mavs had no defense last year, right?
Yeah.
None.
Yeah. None.
LeBron defense regressed. Kyrie's defense is all right. Luka no defense. So I mean, they'll probably have offense, but who's gonna play defense for them? That's all I'm gonna say.
And plus, who's gonna take the last shot? Who's gonna take the last shot? between the three.
Who's gonna give
Yeah.
it up? Who's gonna give it up?
Yeah. Yeah, man. But on topic 3, man, Chris' favorite player. John
What?
Morant is likely facing a
Favorite?
hefty fine and lengthy suspension. What should his punishment be?
So JJ Redick brought up a good point about him being 23 years old, whatever, not using it in a violent way. But I was in the barbershop today. Me and my barber, we were talking about it. Like, it's also all about context too. Because say he was at like a shooting range or whatever, and he's shooting it, then fine, that's whatever. But when you're in the car on Instagram Live listening to drill music, and then you're just flashing the gun just to show that you have it, then that's just stupid. But I mean, I don't know how long it should be. I'll say at least at a minimum, I would say like 10, 20 games. I know there's some reports saying at least half the season, but I think like 10, 20 minimum should be the minimum.
All right.
Yeah.
So I've said the same thing since this happened. Is
You
that I
said
think the NBA could be really petty here, and it'd be hilarious because in order to get any awards, you have to play 65 games minimum. There's 82 games in a season. Suspend him 18 games. He can be 64, right? So he can't win any awards. He loses all that money, but he still plays enough games to where the NBA gets their viewership.
Mhm.
So now you've won both in viewership and you've won in punishing him. But now with this new rule in place, this could be good for the NBA almost because they can punish him enough, but it also won't hurt their ratings nearly as
Revenue.
much because their revenue, because he's not missing for so many of the games. With only 18 games, they're completing the punishment by not letting him get any All-NBA, MVPs, anything else. And instead, he could still play all the games and still make his team get to the playoffs, which is, what the NBA wants. So both kind of win in that situation. So I think 18 to 20 games is what he should get. Now, it was really concerning when Adam Silver said, we're going to wait till afterwards to announce it after the finals.
Yeah.
If we would have heard, oh no, it was a misunderstanding, nothing's going to happen. Since it wasn't that, I think it's going to be half a season. I think they're going to drop the hammer on this, and they're going to try to make an example out of him.
When they said that,
is this the John Morant situation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he'll come back like after the All-Star break.
Because like what you were saying, like I would definitely be concerned since they said after the finals, because when you look at it, like they're gonna need more time to deliberate on it because this was his first offense. Like you would.
Oh no, they know what they're going to give him. They know what they're giving him.
Offense in the same season.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
not even 3 months apart either.
Like Adam Silver is a great commissioner. He spoke with John Morant personally. Like,
And
like
he
this
even
is
admitted
the
that
best
he was shocked.
This is the
He
best
even
commissioner in
admitted that he was
sports.
shocked.
Like he is the best commissioner in sports by far. And to sit there, as John Morant and to really kind of throw it back in his face and spit in his face, not a good idea.
No,
because like I think he's such a nice guy, you kind of forget that he's also the boss.
Which is why Sports Talk, I agree with you. They're going to suspend him for half the season because they thought, okay, we gave you a pass. We're going to give you 8 games for the first situation with the gun. You would have thought Ja would have learned his lesson, but evidently he didn't. And even Adam Silver said that he was shocked. So when you factor that into the equation, they're going to drop the hammer. Obviously, if this were David Stern, man, you even think twice.
I think David Stern would. I wouldn't say kick him out the league. I think he would miss a season.
He wouldn't kick him out. No, I'm not saying ban him. He wouldn't kick him out, but he definitely would have given far more punishment the first time than Adam Silver with the 8-game suspension. Definitely. So with Ja, I just hope that he takes some time to work on himself and realize, man, you have a tremendous future. You're one of the faces of the NBA. And I think given everything that has happened with Ja, the situations off the court. So hopefully Ja with the suspension, he takes some time to work on fixing his life and getting his life in order. So
Very
that's
good.
all you can hope for. Hope and pray.
Yeah.
But like another thing that you were talking about, since he's like the face of the NBA, I do hope he does work on himself, but I also hope that because like there's some guys they're like, I'm suspended, whatever, I don't care, I don't have to be there. I hope he is there to like support his teammates, because if you're going to be there as like the up and coming face of the NBA, you got to show your support towards your teammates, not just fuck you guys, I'm not playing, so whatever.
And plus, if Ja really wants to make an impression that he is really serious on resurrecting his life, look, remember he went to counseling in Florida, I think, and he was only there for like a few days. And he did the interview with ESPN's Jalen Rose. So the NBA, they probably gonna look at that and say, "No, Ja, we're gonna suspend you half of the season, and meanwhile, you should probably take some time to go to a clinic or whatever, and it has to be longer than a few days." So they're gonna factor that into the equation as well.
Right. Right.
But at the end of the day, the old saying is you can't help a man that doesn't want to help himself. And if this is where he wants to go down, nothing's going to change that unless he changes it within himself.
But it's
Period.
not just him. What does that also say about his parents?
Yeah,
I think his dad literally has.
Did he?
Oh, you mean Usher?
Yeah, no, I think T Morant literally is a bad. I won't say he's a bad example, but bro, like I would just put this in your son's ear, bro. You grew up in South Carolina, bro, and one of the best
from the
parts of
burbs.
it too. You're in the burbs, bro. Like you live like we push you around a great situation to succeed. And now you just, you know what I'm saying, you trying to throw that away over a
You in
gun
Memphis
and
now.
some some NBA YoungBoy lyric. Like really?
Yeah.
And I mean, he needs a come to Jesus moment like Shaq had. You guys know the story with Shaq and his dad. How
Yes.
he told his dad that he felt pressure, gets sent home. Dad forces a grown man, Shaq, to come home. I think that's hilarious, and has him like see the homeless family and all that. And it's like he needs a moment like that. But does he have someone in his life that's going to give it to him? Like y'all said, his parents don't seem like they're the ones to do it.
Yeah.
Somebody got to do it for this dude.
I mean, that's also different in parent styles too, because like with Shaq, I think it was actually his step pops, not his actual pops. Was like
Technically, but it was his dad to him though.
Yeah, was a drill sergeant. So it's like he didn't he said it several times. You do not mess around with the sergeant at all, because you know that he's going to be strict and he's going to be on your ass, but he does it because he loves you.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, you got any thoughts to say about Ja Morant? I know you do.
Okay. Yeah, I know that.
Before we move on.
Look, trust me. I get it. If you're a young star player in like a city like Memphis, Atlanta, LA, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You aren't gonna be friends with gangster rappers, you know what I'm saying? All that. But like, bro, you are not like that. You're from the burbs, bro. You're from the burbs. You're not like that. You don't live that lifestyle. Like, I'm tired of this man, bro. Don't like, Brandon, I know you think I hate on you, bro. I'm praying for him. I want him to play, of course. Even though he's not gonna win any awards, which he is overrated, but we're gonna save that for another topic. But like, bro, I just pray for the best for him, bro. And yeah,
Trey's better than him.
Moneybagg Yo said in an interview that like he spoke to Ja saying like, I used to be like that when I was young, but you just gotta like, dude has a whole daughter, bro. He has a whole daughter, bro. Like, he needs to really set an example for his future kids and all that. So I'm praying for dude, but I forgot who said it, but if you're not willing to get help, then I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Because I have a friend who's currently going through rehab right now. This is his third stint in it. As we've told him plenty of times, but he's 4 months sober, so we're all super proud of him. The biggest obstacle in your road to success is you.
Facts.
No one else.
Fact.
It was you.
All right, let's start the controversy, Brandon. Let's start the controversy.
It's time, bro. Hold on. Let me. I gotta change the stuff.
Oh, shit.
Let's get me roasted on TikTok. Let's go.
Kenny, you got anything to say about your boy Matthew Stafford? You think it's gonna be a comeback year for them Rams?
My boy again.
Oh man. Let's just move on from the situation, bro.
I'm glad he's being realistic.
But
Happy
I will
for him.
say this. The Rams did have a solid draft, though. I will say that.
Yeah,
I will say.
that 4th round pick. W pick.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right.
So we got a segment here called Overrated, Underrated, or Just Right. I got a list of names here. There's about 8 of them. Whenever I say it, man, y'all just go say if it's overrated. Are they overrated, underrated, or just right? All right.
Got it.
This kid.
So the first one, we got Sauce Gardner.
Overrated.
Mm.
Okay, whoa.
What that
Yeah,
say?
I can read it, bro. And
Just-
you have him overrated.
Just slightly, not like super, but just slightly.
No, he's slightly. I wouldn't say he's overrated. He's slightly overrated. Like he's
Yeah, that's
John
what-
Moran overrated. He's John Moran overrated.
Dang,
Is he overrated because he only had 1 year, or is it something that he doesn't do well compared to other cornerbacks, elite ones?
I just say just because of 1 year. I think Sauce has to show me more.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also like as I said before the show began, there was one dude that like my brother showed me this report. I forget exactly what it was, but there was just one report saying that he was better than like Micah Parsons as like the best defensive player in the NFL. I was like, all right, that's enough for me, bro.
Who do y'all think is the best defensive player in the league besides, you know what I'm saying, the obvious, like Bosa and Aaron Donald?
TJ Watt.
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons.
I meant to say Parsons too, besides Parsons.
I mean,
I think TJ. I think TJ's still up there.
Yeah,
But see, here's the thing, though. This is also the thing about Sauce Gardner. Like, the cornerback position right now is really up for grabs.
Yep.
Like, Jalen Ramsey seemed like he fell off a little bit. Tre'Davious White's had injury issues. Jair Alexander's had injury issues. Like, there has been the cornerback position's really, really up for grabs right now. So
So who do y'all
like, you
think?
have a guy like Pat Surtain. Do you think Sauce is ahead of Pat Surtain?
Nah, I'm not gonna go that far.
Okay, so
Mm.
where
Not
does
yet,
Pat
not yet.
Surtain rank at?
I have him in my top 3.
So who's number one?
I think it's a toss up between Slay, like right now, Slay, PS2.
one.
Slay? Oh,
Slay's up there.
I'm not saying he's the
Slay's up there.
best.
oh, for one?
Slay is up there.
Ooh.
I'm not saying he's one like locks one. I'm saying
I need
like,
an overrated sign. Hold on, let me draw one
Is this-
up.
I
Oh,
got
Slay overrated. Slay's overrated.
At one?
I'm not saying Darius Slay is one. I'm saying
Oh, okay.
What about Jair Alexander?
I think
I think
he's
he
a
has
top-
an argument for one.
I mean, it was between him and Jalen Ramsey for so long.
But the thing that hurts him is health.
Yeah.
A guy on defense, I feel like is underrated, doesn't get a lot of credit, although people look at the incident against Pittsburgh Thursday night, Myles Garrett.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Myles Garrett too.
I forgot about
Yeah.
it.
All right.
I think Sauce is properly rated though. I think anywhere
I'll
from
say
3 to 6. I think 3 to 6 is proper for him. I think that's where most people have him at, and I'd agree with it.
Yeah, I'll say just
Same.
right.
All right, who's next,
All right.
Brandon?
Next one, Trevor Lawrence.
Overrated.
Overrated.
Uh-oh,
He's
Dave.
overrated as
Holy
fuck.
crap.
He's overrated as fuck.
Oh my
agree.
gosh.
But people are
He's
over
bro. He's not a top 5 quarterback in this game. I'm sorry, bro.
for real. He could, whoa, potentially, yeah. But he just
If we're talking
Bro
about
has
when healthy,
one playoff game and people will not stop spinning on it. Like it is
Also, like,
ridiculous.
no, it's
He
not
also-
even that. It's like if we're talking about when healthy, I don't think he's.
7?
I think it's 7 quarterbacks better than what's his name, Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
7 quarterbacks better.
Like I've seen
that.
people say that, oh, like even with average numbers, he's top 7. I'm like, no.
nah.
No. Bro, I'm
Because
not
I
gonna
think-
hold you. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I'm taking a healthy Kyler Murray over Trevor. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Nah. Won't do
No,
it,
I
Brandon.
am.
Oh,
Is that-
that's crazy.
That's not
I don't-
Oh, that's
I don't-
kinda
I don't-
crazy.
I don't see
How
why
that-
that's
how is that
crazy.
crazy?
Kyler Loki was having
No.
an MVP. Well, hold
I
on.
don't think.
No.
Brandon, listen. Kyler Loki was having an MVP year. I think it was like what was it, 2 seasons ago when the Rams won the
20.
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yes,
Kyler
and
was
then
having
he
an
got
MVP.
yes, and then he
Exactly.
got
Bro.
So how's that crazy to say Kyler was better than Trevor Lawrence?
because I think Trevor Lawrence has a
Healthy?
higher ceiling, and I'm as much as I love
No,
Kyler, I'm concerned with Kyler moving forward because he's even admitted he doesn't spend a lot
That's
of
good,
time
Maria.
watching film, studying tape. Trevor Trevor at least makes up for it. I think Trevor Lawrence is rated accordingly. I don't have him top 5. I would definitely put him around top 10.
Mhm.
But if I have no problem, and I've said this to Sports Talk before, he may thinks it's ridiculous. I've said it. I like Trevor Lawrence more than I like Justin Herbert.
Jesus.
I
I
do.
can't do it, bro. I can't do it, bro.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I knew
I
this
can't
would be
do it.
spicy.
you look at
No,
guys.
Sports Talk, you got to give me this. I have been consistent since I came
You
on.
have been, but it's consistently
I'ma
bad
just
to
let
me,
y'all
bro.
go,
It
bro.
is-
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
reason
I'll
why,
go, bro.
and Sports Talk, you talk about the first half of the season with Trevor
horrible,
Lawrence.
horrendous.
Just go let
But
y'all
what
I could
about
pull
the
up the
second?
numbers again. It's
Yes,
horrible.
but what about the second half of the season? Are we
In a
supposed to
worse
ignore that?
division,
Yes,
it's
in the
still
worst.
bad.
Yes,
It's
but
not
but at
good.
the same time, Trevor Lawrence, that's not his problem. That's not his problem. He did what he had to do. And you talk about what Justin Herbert doesn't have, or the injuries, the lack of defense, etc., etc. Broad Sports and we've had this discussion. Hey, listen, Joe Burrow's been behind shitty ass offensive lines. He still finds a way to get the job done. Your boy, Kansas
That's
City.
why he's rated number 2. Justin
Your
Herbert's
boy- Your
has
boy,
Patrick
Kansas
Mahomes
City,
in his
Patrick Mahomes
in
had
his
to do it without Tyreek Hill, and everyone thought how the offense would be without Tyreek Hill. I said he would be just fine. 5,000 yards, 41 touchdowns, MVP, Super Bowl MVP. And I think and what types of throws Justin Herbert makes that Trevor Lawrence can't make. I mean, it's not that much of a difference, I think. I just think if Trevor Lawrence, if you put him under those exact situations, and if you put Herbert in there, I don't know. I just think too many times in big games, Justin Herbert has come up short. Meanwhile, with Trevor Lawrence,
while he's
I
throwing
think
for
I don't
350,
think-
400.
but
I
I
don't think
think
Trevor
Trevor
Lawrence's
Lawrence
decision
is
making
What
is
more do
bad.
you want
just
from
as much
him?
of a generational talent. He's just as much of a Yes, he was Sports Talk. If
They
he wasn't,
both are.
why was
They're
he
both
drafted
great
number
talents.
1 overall? Why was
Wait,
he?
But
on
one
the
of them's
receiver?
throwing
was
for
very
150
talented.
yards a game, and the other one's throwing for 350. One's winning, one's losing. Herbert's losing with throwing
Wait,
350 yards.
Brandon.
What
And
more
he
do you
has
want from him?
Yeah.
weapons. And he has
Yeah,
weapons.
go-
Let's not
Can
act
I
like
throw,
he
can I
doesn't.
throw
Keenan
this? Can I
Allen.
throw this in there with
Let's not
Justin
Mike
Herbert?
Williams.
For
Go ahead.
25% of the season.
Go ahead,
All
Ken.
With
I'm
his
Okay.
saying
left
is
tackle out, with his center out, the whole defense was gone.
Hold on, Sports Talk. Hold on, Sports Talk. Let me throw this in there with Justin Herbert. In some of those Justin Herbert situations, I'll say like this season and I believe the season after, that Raiders game, he almost made the comeback against them and took them to OT. And made one of the best throws I've seen. Like,
Yep.
Like
and then
well, we've
and
seen
then,
him go to
hold on, Sports Talk. And then this season,
But Ken,
it wasn't really on Justin Herbert because the defense was selling the entire second half of the game.
Mm.
So it's like
And
you
with-
can't really blame Justin Herbert for that situation. The defense should have stepped up.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're that good of a quarterback, you got to figure out a way. Yes, the defense, they choked with that 27-point lead, but Justin Herbert, let's not act like he doesn't deserve culpability. He has to share some culpability as well for that 27-point choke job.
Okay. So let me ask you this: was it Matt Ryan's fault that the Falcons blew that lead in the Super Bowl?
Uh-oh.
To some
Uh-oh.
extent,
Uh-oh.
yes.
Team thing.
Uh-oh.
I
Yes.
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that now.
No, that was Kyle Shanahan's fault.
But
Hey, I
there's
agree.
we've seen 4 quarterbacks that can go toe to toe with who's undeniably the best is Mahomes. There's Josh Allen, he's gone toe to toe with Mahomes,
Burrow.
Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Herbert. Those are the 4. How many times have we seen Chargers versus Chiefs go to overtime or at the very last play of the game.
multiple times.
And we've seen Justin Herbert keep up with him.
Okay,
With broken
remember, they're in
ribs.
the same division.
I
We
will
all
say
know.
this. I mean, granted, like at least the first game they played against each other wasn't toe to toe. I would also throw Jalen Hurts in there because those two were going back and forth in both games that they played.
And I actually like Hurts over Herbert.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
think-
Chris and Brian, who y'all overrated, underrated, or just right for Justin Herbert? I mean for Trevor Lawrence. My fault.
Trevor, just right. Yeah, because I have him.
Overrated?
I'm like
I
top
can't say.
10.
Wait, for Trevor Lawrence?
Okay.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
over.
He
Not
has
super
him
top 10.
overrated.
Maybe like
Rod has
10.
him overrated.
He's overrated. Trevor Lawrence, way overrated.
Like,
People got him top 3, top 5. What
Yeah,
a
that's
Top
insane.
three, top
Guys,
All right,
I'm
next
like-
one.
Sports
Ne-
talk.
next
If
one.
Trevor Lawrence has
All right,
another
I don't
big,
have him.
has another big time
Who's-
season,
who's-
will you
who's
say
next, Brandon?
overrated?
Not
Say
if
it.
Justin Herbert has the exact same season he had this year, and Trevor Lawrence has the exact same season, or even better. It's just him matching what Justin Herbert's been doing. Look how atrocious the AFC South is. It's the worst division in the AFC. He's got roughly 6 free wins.
And the Chargers, they should be good enough to be the second team in the AFC West. Since you think Russell Wilson is about done in his career, and since the Raiders
Who said
with Josh
that?
McDaniels, I have no. He
Brandon?
was a shit show as a
Who's-
coach.
Broad
He
Sports
should
said
never-
that?
No,
No, I didn't.
no. Wrong one.
What? Wait, hold on. Time out.
Wait,
Excuse
what-
me.
I said if he can't do it this year,
He's
if
done.
he can't do it this year with Sean Payton, he's done. And we can start questioning, was it really Russell Wilson in Seattle, or was it more Pete Carroll? Because we're seeing what he's doing with Geno Smith. It's a legitimate conversation. I'm not saying it's true. I think Russell Wilson is not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Bro,
He's
Nathaniel
a
Hackett
borderline
is
Hall of
horrible.
Famer. But if he can't do it this year with Sean Payton, there's no more excuses. There's no more excuses. He has the
had an
weapons.
excuse- He had
And
an
the
excuse last
offensive
year.
line is
Nathaniel
improved.
Hackett.
Yes,
Nathaniel
and what I'm
Hackett was
saying, this year-
atrocious.
He has Sean Payton now. So the
And the
excuse is
offensive line
gone.
has improved, so we can't no longer use the excuse. Well,
He has the
didn't have an
weapons. He
offensive
has the
line anymore.
defense. He's in the division with 2 top 5 quarterbacks. He could prove so much this year, but if he folds again like a lawn chair like he did last year and not able to throw as many touchdowns as he does bathrooms in his own house until like week 16, yeah, he's overrated. Yeah, he it's a bust
Trevor
of
also-
a stint in
I should have
Denver.
put him in there.
Trevor
Well,
also has problems sometimes holding on to the football. That's
Who's
another-
the next person?
All right,
Yeah,
who's
next
next,
one.
Brandon?
AJ Brown.
Proper.
Proper.
AJ Brown.
Okay.
I think he's
Yeah.
proper.
AJ Brown.
I
mean,
mean, he's
this
top
season
5 though.
is-
Proper.
I mean, this season showed us what he's capable of when he has a quarterback. So, just saying.
All right. So next up we got Jalen Ramsey.
I mean, he's not overrated. I know that for a fact.
I think
Right.
he's just right. I think he's in that 2, 3. He could be anywhere from
Right.
1 to
Yeah,
3.
he's just right. He's
I think he's
right.
just right.
I would
That's right.
say for me, he's
That's
like,
right.
because he's like in between.
Just fine.
He's in between.
Just fine.
Okay.
Just
All
fine.
right. Next we got
Yeah,
Dalvin
he's
Cook.
fair, Mike.
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook,
Mm.
overrated.
Underwhelming. Dalvin Cook to me.
How's he overrated?
I like him, but he can't stay healthy though.
Yes, that's what it is. Like I know he's a great
Dalvin
talent.
Cook said- who
He's a
said
great
Dalvin Cook
talent. So
overrated?
that hamstring injury that bothered him the entire time he was at Florida State showed its rear ugly head once again.
And the
you
Vikings, they're
gonna-
gonna have to make a serious decision whether if they could trade him or worse for them, release him.
Exactly. Because like I remember when everyone kept saying, "Oh, Dalvin is a top 3 running back," which at the time he was, but now are you going to trust him with a shit hamstring?
Mhm.
By the way, Kenny, I said underwhelming. So like I know what he can
Okay.
do, but he's just not there enough. Because like when he plays, I think Minnesota actually kind of has a very weird problem. It's kind of similar to like Christian McCaffrey or Todd Gurley. They rely on Dalvin Cook way too much. Like I'll watch Vikings games to where it's running with Dalvin Cook or it's just throwing the ball to Dalvin Cook, and Kirk Cousins only uses this man. I'm like, what are you doing?
I will say this about. I think this is Kirk Cousins' last season. Like, if he doesn't he's mid to me regardless. But like, I feel like the
He has
Vikings
to.
should low-key give
It's
up
got
mid
to be it,
Cousins.
man.
Yeah.
The Vikings are trapped. They want to move on from him, but they can't. There's nothing better they can get.
I had a question.
Do you
What's
think
up,
the
Brad?
Vikings could go? Do you think the Vikings, like, let's say like they get the first pick or like a top 5 pick? Do you think they can go after Caleb Williams?
No, I think Arizona. They're gonna try to do whatever they can to tank and get him.
Drake man. Looking at.
Oh, Knicks. But
Oh God!
Definitely not.
Oh God!
we let's not do this. I'm an Oregon fan. Let's not do this. Let's not do Bo Nix.
Bo
slander.
Nix.
Do y'all think Saquon?
Are you an Oregon fan? Auburn fan?
No.
What other school has he been
Oregon
to? Fan?
Oregon
I'm a
fan.
Notre
Ever
Dame
since
fan.
Mariota.
Mm-hmm. Do
Yeah.
y'all think Saquon Barkley underrated?
He's not
just
overrated,
right.
bro.
You're just right.
Saquon. I think Saquon's the
Proper.
best back in the league, bro.
Nah, I'd
next
say
up, we got
third.
an interesting one. Debo Samuel.
Proper.
Samuel.
overrated. Way overrated.
I don't know.
Way overrated.
Wow.
Overrated is crazy. Overrated is crazy.
Not.
Is it?
Why sports talk? Why?
Okay, one, when we consider him as a wide receiver, a lot of people take into consideration his rushing ability.
Yes.
He's a wide.
They take that into consideration heavy. Two, he's only had one good year. So what is Brandon Ayuk top 20 also? No. I can name 20 wide receivers I would take right now over him.
Like
20 wide receivers.
Wait, hold on, Brandon. I want to hear this.
Let me. Damn, my list is on this phone.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
My list is. My list is.
Listen, what's TikTok, bro? Wait, I gotta hear it.
Oh my gosh, I might get kicked.
Hold on. Let me get my phone and name some receivers. Hold on.
Like I can name my top 10 off my head, obviously, but after that I kind of forget.
But like I remember
better
heading
than
into
Debo?
last season, everyone said a lot of people said that he was top 3. Yeah, no.
Top 3.
You
No.
Top 3.
Dang, 20
Like,
receivers, man.
That was like when everyone was talking about, oh, he's top 3, and they also
Because
brought
people think of his rushing ability, and he's had one good year.
and then everyone
One.
Wait, you said you can name 20 receivers better than Debo or Brandon Ayuk.
No, Debo.
Debo.
He
He
said,
said,
like I remember some
Hold up.
people heading into this
top
season.
10
disrespecting
NFL.
so many wide
oh no,
receivers.
I got a list right here.
After y'all go third, I'm gonna say my shit.
Cause I got my
Well,
top
hold on.
20. So
Hold on, Brandon. Let me do this.
Because I can name you about 15 off the top of my head, but after that is where I forget. I have a list,
Okay,
but it's in my
so-
phone, and I'll get kicked if I try to go to it.
okay.
Okay. So Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill.
Devontae.
Amon
Obvious.
Ross St. Brown.
St. Brown.
Mm.
Yeah. Over Debo? I'm not gonna lie, that's a wild.
Yes. Yes.
That's wild. No, that's wild.
You're looking at
Okay.
Is that crazy?
St. Brown over Debo is wild. I'm not gonna lie.
I like him on.
I'm taking DK. Okay. I'll just name off 15. That way we can get this out of the way.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Overrated.
Oh no.
Hold on, sports talk. Hold on. I'm gonna keep naming. So Jettis.
Yeah, obviously.
Justin Jefferson.
I know.
Obvious.
Adams.
Yes.
Obvious.
Diggs.
Yes.
Brown.
Chase.
Brown.
Brown. D-Hop.
Tuck. Okay, CD Lamb.
Evans,
CeeDee Lamb.
Terry
Devontae
McLaurin.
Smith.
Terry McLaurin.
Keenan Allen.
Let's
Wait a
name
minute,
some
Sports
other
Talk,
names.
You got to be careful. 'Cause you say he
that's
has been
tough.
available.
Yeah, it's tough. Go other names. I think we can get to 20
Devontae
with
Smith.
other names.
Garrett Wilson.
I'd take Garrett Wilson. I actually
Oh, nah, this is wild.
now I again, but they both only had one good year.
Sports
Okay.
Talk.
Who
Would you take
who did
Devontae
Garrett
Smith
Wilson have
over?
Wait,
to
I
him?
got you one. Wait, hold on.
Jalen Waddle.
I got you one.
Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
Wait, let me see.
That's fair.
Jalen Waddle. Yeah. Mike Evans. I take Mike Evans.
First off,
Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper.
Okay, that's fair.
Clears.
Mike Williams.
Michael Thomas.
Oh, Michael Thomas. No,
Michael Thomas
because Michael Thomas. I just haven't seen him in 3 years.
Okay.
Okay.
Devontae
okay.
Smith.
Mike Williams.
I think there's other names that you could put in there that'd make more sense.
Okay. T. Higgins.
Sports talk. Do not do this. Sports talk. Do not do this, bro.
I'll give
Do not-
Debo the nod, but I think T. Higgins is very close.
Devontae
Okay.
Smith.
Oh man.
Sports talk. Would you
DK.
take Devontae Smith over Debo? Devontae Smith.
Okay. DK.
DK, yeah.
DK.
I'm
I don't think that's correct.
I'm
Okay.
deliberating on the Devontae Smith
Debo.
one. I'm thinking.
Okay.
See,
Okay. This is my last receiver. Tyler Lockett.
That's tough. I think Tyler Lockett's criminally underrated.
Yes. If we're talking about Tyler Lockett, then yes. But
I think that's so close. It depends on what style you're looking for. If you're looking for a deep threat, you're going Tyler Lockett. Obviously, if you're looking for more of an over the middle kind of guy, you're going Debo. You're looking for more of a physical wide receiver, you're going Debo there.
I gotta
That's
ask.
Hey,
that's a split.
Hold
gotta
on,
ask-
PSP.
oh,
Hold on, PSP.
sorry.
Yo, sports talk.
Yeah.
So I got like these 20 receivers here. So you got Jetters, Devontae, Reed, Diggs, Cup, D Hop, AJB, Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, CeeDee Lamb, DK, Devontae Smith, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Lockett. That's 19. Are they over Debo?
That sounds eerily close to what I had in my list. Did you get that from me? Did you get?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you're taking
This
you're
my
taking
list.
you're taking DJ Moore over Debo?
No, I wouldn't do that.
No. But I take Garrett Wilson. I would take Garrett Wilson. Again, I had this list. I need to get the list out, but
I can't take Garrett Wilson over Debo, bro. I'm sorry.
like,
Mhm.
problem with
Alright.
Debo is
I gotta ask this question only for Jay.
What about the rookie players?
Sports talk. Would you take George Pickens over Debo?
Oh,
Hell
God.
no.
no.
My
Good.
Okay.
No, I just wanted to ask that question so that I
Chris,
can.
did you
pick
just
up.
say DJ Chark?
Do you realize Jay isn't in here?
No, he's texting
that
me
Wilbur?
right now as we speak.
Bro, George
wow.
Pickens is not a top 20 receiver, bro. Stop.
But like,
All right. Next
hold
we
on.
got.
let me
Go ahead, bro.
like
He is that.
the problem that I have with Debo is like, oh, he had that one good season, and then heading into last season, everyone was saying, oh, he's top 3, he's top 4, whatever. Then, granted, he missed 4 games, but then he still underperformed. So how is that not living up to the hype? How is that not being overrated when you didn't live up to the hype? When people said, oh, he's top 4 and Devontae Adams is not top 5 anymore, but then he gets traded to a shittier team in the fucking Las Vegas Raiders and still goes for 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns. Like, what, bro?
No,
I
Tay
think-
is still the best. Tay is still the best receiver in the game.
And that's
think
what I'm getting.
But
How
Tay
the
was
fuck
going to
is he not
produce
overrated
broad.
if he didn't live up to the expectations that we put on him.
But Tay was going to produce broad because he was that good. Plus the relationship between him and Derek Carr going back to their days at Fresno State. As for Debo, on the other hand, last year he was in a terrible quarterback situation. You know, once it was Trey Lance, he got hurt. Then Jimmy Garoppolo comes in, he gets hurt, and then all of a sudden Brock Purdy. So the numbers went down in large part due to him being injured and also to the quarterbacks as well.
Now, hold on. That's not necessarily true, though, because Brandon Ayuk had a good season. CMC
Exactly.
had a good year. George Kittle had a good year. So it only affected Debo? Hold up.
And you're
Hold
also
up.
talking
We
about
gotta keep this even across the board. I got the numbers pulled up. I had to pull up the numbers. So he had 13 games played, 56 receptions, 94 targets, 630 yards, 11 yards average, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase had over 1,000 yards and played 12 games.
Yeah.
But sports talk, how much do you think the camaraderie between Joe and Chase played a factor? All I'm saying is with Debo heading into this season, we got to wait and see how it goes with the quarterback situation with Trey Lance. We're not even sure if Trey Lance is going to be the guy for San Francisco.
Yeah, but
Chances are
you're talking about the quarterback situation, but it didn't affect anybody else.
I just think Debo in that situation was underutilized.
Yeah, but then also when you look at like Cooper Kupp, he only played in 9 games and still had 800 yards. So you're telling me that Debo played in 4 more games and got 200 less yards?
I just think in the situation in San Francisco, I just think he wasn't as utilized compared to 2021. So I think that definitely played a factor. Now we'll get to see in 2023.
And
Yeah.
Cup wasn't as bad when he dealt with an injured Stafford the whole year and John fucking Wolford.
Yeah. Hey,
And now they brought in Stetson Bennett.
next one we got Tua.
We
What
can't
is it?
read it from here.
Gray area.
Gray area.
It's
he might
hard
be-
to rank him.
I agree. There's a huge asterisk next to whatever you rank him. And that's what the video that went off from last week is when he's
What's
healthy.
up, Lee?
When he's healthy, he's a top 5-6 guy, but he's never healthy. So is he more like
I
at
would
the
say
12
top 10.
range?
I would
Like-
say top 10 when
like-
healthy, not top 5.
Like the thing is with me, like how you're saying, like he can't stay healthy and shit, and then also with all the shit that went on with him, like if you said he was like top 15 right now, like 13, 14, 15, yeah, okay, whatever. I think right now, if you said he's like top 10 but couldn't stay healthy, I would say he's overrated as shit. But it's
All
it's
right.
hard to rank him because of that giant injury that he had this year.
It's
Right.
not just that injury, but injuries in general. That's one of the reasons why he fell in the draft. I just think Tua has shown you that if you put him under the right situation with a head coach in McDaniel, and if you give him some weapons, and if he's healthy, this is what he's capable of. So at this moment, I would say uncertain with Tua.
Yes, it's uncertain because like when you look back at his college game and how he is in the NFL now, he's not as mobile because he destroyed his hip at Alabama. 2 years, 2 hip injuries, coincidentally, both against Mississippi State.
What's good, Kim?
And ankle. I remember that game.
Yeah.
Well, that
All
Georgia
right.
game, he hurt both ankles.
Yep.
And that was the game that cost him the Heisman.
Yeah.
All right, next game we got Josh. Not next game. Next play we got Josh Jacobs.
Overrated.
I think he's overrated.
I hear a lot of people say he's
Overrated.
top 3. He's not top 3.
Yeah.
I have him at 5, and I could understand anywhere from like 5 to 5, 6. But like I see a lot of people saying
5, 6.
top 3, and I'm
Yeah. I mean, he's getting some respect, which he rightfully deserves, but like top 3, I don't know about that.
Oh, man.
All right, and that was the last one, man. Yeah. The next thing we're about to do, we just go do 2 more topics. Russ to the Eagles was a deal until
Whatever.
Russ declined it.
All right. So if this was the end of last season when the Rams won the Super Bowl, say that was the 2021 season, I would be like, oh, damn, like that sucks. But then after this season where Jalen Hurts, let's be honest, if he didn't miss out on those 2 games, probably would have won the MVP. And he took the Eagles to the Super Bowl. It's whatever.
Mm-hmm. We
When
would have
you-
gotten Jalen Hurts, which was the crazy part.
Exactly.
Shoot, crazy. PSP, you got anything to say about it?
What I will say is this: I think the Eagles are winning. They're getting the last laugh because of the situation. They got somebody in Jalen Hurts who they believe they can go far with, and Jalen Hurts last year got exponentially better. I just think with Russ, this may be it for him in Denver, because if he doesn't resurrect his career this season with Sean Payton and the offensive line, like I said, with Denver's new ownership and management, they can just eat up that contract. Jalen Hurts is a better leader than Russell Wilson. When you hear the things that people say about his leadership, his intangibles, his work ethic, all the things on and off the football field, it feels genuine. It feels authentic. Russ, on the other hand, throughout his time in Seattle and in Denver, hasn't gone well as far as with the reputation. Former teammates have called him out, Richard Sherman, Marshawn Lynch, and stuff like that. And I just think the Eagles, they got something better. And plus, Russ is going to have to show more, not just with his play, but also with his leadership and personality, man, because he rubbed players off the wrong way. And I've called him out for it. I've said from time to time, dude is corny because he's trying to show people that he has personality when he doesn't. I mean, not just on the field, off the field, the Subway commercials, everything else that he's doing, Broncos country, let's ride. Jalen Hurts. Huh?
Now it's
Yeah, Brandon.
uncommon. That's the new Broncos.
Yeah, it's uncommon. It just seems fake and unauthentic. With Jalen Hurts, man, I just feel like he actually cares. He wants to be there with his teammates. He wants to be there. First one to leave, first one to be there, last one to leave. Philadelphia is very fortunate and blessed to have someone like him as a quarterback. So that's why I said Philly gets the last laugh.
Yeah. Chris, you got any thoughts about what would happen if Russ was with the Philly?
Well, okay, I don't know why a report came out a little late, but that's just how reports are. But Brandon, you know how you said that Jalen Hurts could be on Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, DK still wouldn't be nothing. Respectfully, I mean,
my God,
y'all still wouldn't be nothing. Respectfully, it's all good. So Eagles,
God,
you know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts, I respect so much. I mean, even though yes, he did beat my team Georgia one time, but still, when he got transferred to Oklahoma, this dude changed, bro. Dude squats 600 pounds still on the how, but he's just a monster. And he improved. I'm not gonna say I knew he was gonna be a bust or anything, but I knew he was gonna improve. But the leap he took was impressive. So, Eagles. I mean, yeah, they got the last laugh at the end of the day. So,
yeah,
big trust.
All right. Sports talk. You got anything to say about it?
I think, like someone mentioned earlier, the Eagles get the last laugh.
Okay.
The Eagles get the last laugh at the end of the day. So,
and you said it, sports talk. This is it for him.
Right.
They could just eat up that contract and they can just move on from him. But I just wish Russ the best, and I just hope that he turns it around.
That's
All right, man. Last topic, man. Last start bench cut we had was kind of crazy last week, but we got a start bench cut: Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, and Stephon Diggs. We got start benching and cut.
Start Diggs. This is a tough one. Do I deal with Jamar Chase's drops or do I deal with Cooper Kupp's injuries? Because I know when Cooper Kupp is available, he can still give me great enough production.
He's one of the best.
Jamar Chase is a bad dude, though, outside of the drops. I probably bench Kupp and cut Chase if Kupp is healthy.
All right. Chris?
Bro, I'm thinking, bro. It's hard, bro.
All right. I'll skip to you. Bro, you got yours?
Well, I'm starting Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
And like you said, like PSP said, it's a tough choice. But I think I would rather deal with the drops than the injuries. And I know, I mean, it's
fair enough.
Tough. So I guess I'm gonna bench Jay Chizzy and go Coop. You gotta go, bro.
Sports talk.
Sports talk. Shaking his head.
It literally, in my order, in my top 10, it goes literally Diggs, Kupp, Chase. So start Diggs, cut.
Okay.
Because you can't get over the drops.
Cut Chase. I can't just toss a triple crown winner out like that. I mean, I can't.
But sports talk, I don't think it's just the triple crown. You just can't get over the drops. You've talked about a time before with Jamar.
Yes, also that. Yes, I think he's substantial. I mean, when you look at a quarterback, what's the number one thing you grade him on? Throwing the ball. When you look at a running back, what's the number one thing you grade him on? Being able to run between the tackles or just running the ball in general. For a wide receiver, what's the number one thing you grade him for? Catching the ball. Stephon Diggs and Cooper Kupp undeniably have way better hands.
as well as route running. And he even admitted in his rookie season the difference between catching a college football than an NFL football. He mentioned something about like the stripes or something. Chase.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
All right, yeah. I'll start Diggs. Damn, I love Chase, bro. I love Chase, but I had to cut him. Yeah, I'm gonna bench Cooper Kupp. This is a route running and then like
Alright.
catching ability,
Okay,
bro.
okay. Me,
Here you go, Brandon.
I'm like what Chris said. I'm gonna start Diggs, bench Cup, and I'm gonna cut Chase. That's what I'm gonna do. And Sports Talk, Ty just texted me and said that he'll be here next week.
All right, bet. I got that top 20 list if you want it. That 20 above Debo if you want it.
For sure.
Okay.
Oh, you got it now? You got it now?
I've been writing it down. I've been getting the list
Okay, all right.
orchestrated during these last two.
All
All right, so
bet. All right, let's get it.
All right, so if you want to mark it, okay, make sure you put this in the damn edit. This is in no particular order. Tyreek Hill. These are guys that I take over Debo Samuel. Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith, Amari Cooper, Jalen Waddle, Garrett Wilson, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, D-Hop, Amon-Ra, Waddle, and Lockett.
And no Devontae Smith?
I had Devontae Smith in there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't.
That
And
Amon-Ra and
Yep.
wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's tough.
And so when PSP earlier said, docking Keenan Allen because he was injured, he would be on the bottom of that list. If I were to actually rank them from 1 to 20 and not just like off the top of my head. But I have seen one of the big things when I do consider players that were injured, I also look at body of work. Like I've already said, he's got one good year. And a lot of it has to do with rushing, right? He's had 1,000-yard season. Tyler Lockett's had 5 in a row. Keenan Allen's had how many in his career? Like 6? Hold on. Let me make sure I get that right.
Had 9 in a row.
Mike Evans has had so many in a row.
NFL record, by the way.
You forgot another wide receiver, Sports Talk.
I probably did. I've been trying to write these off the top of my head.
From the Bucks. Godwin.
Yeah.
I think Godwin is arguable, but I could see it. So Keenan Allen's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000-yard seasons, and one of them in 1 year he had 992. I'm going to count that as 6. So he's had 6,000-yard seasons, and he had 752 yards last year with only 10 games, which is more than Debo Samuel. And like I've already said, if it didn't hurt Brandon Ayuk, and it didn't hurt Kittle, and it didn't hurt CMC, and it didn't hurt Elijah Mitchell the year before, and why are we giving Debo so much credit?
Elijah Mitchell was hurt last season.
Yeah, I know, the year before.
Right.
They've still produced.
I think Kyle Shanahan in that situation didn't utilize Debo as much with the passing game as much last year compared to 2021. I think this year with Trey Lance, and again, this is a make it or break it year for Trey Lance. Trey Lance has to be healthy, and he also has to produce, because on top of that, they didn't just draft him with the 3rd overall. They traded up in the draft to take him. Now, if it doesn't work out, there's a possibility. Do you move on from him? Do you go on to the draft and draft somebody else? I made the argument in 2021 they should have went with Mac Jones instead of Trey Lance, because Mac Jones would have been an ideal fit for Kyle Shanahan's offense with the play action, the West Coast offense. They just took Trey Lance because of the potential and upside, even though he played 1 game in 2020, albeit in a pandemic season.
Yeah. Right. Bye, man.
So I'm gonna pull up Amon-Ra too.
What?
Because Brandon was talking about Amon-Ra.
Yeah, Amon
So
Ra.
I'll
Yeah.
pull up.
Oh,
I'll
he's
pull up for Amon Ra.
Yeah, Brandon was like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Amon
that
Ra's
was
first
wild.
year,
That
he had
was
900
wild.
yards. His second year, he had 1100, and he's had with the Detroit Lions and Jared Goff. So yes, Jared Goff's better than what Debo's had, but he's also had 2 consistent years back to back.
Mhm.
So I mean, like the body of work, like it's not much different. Like there's really not a difference here.
Mhm.
And I think Debo Samuel this last year in only 13 games had 232 rushing yards off of 42 carries, almost as much as he had the entire year prior. We are including his rushing game so much into his consideration as just a pure wide receiver. Now, if we want to talk an offensive weapon, he's higher, right? Just like, a guy like, CMC, who's lethal in both the passing and the rushing game. That is Debo Samuel. But when it comes to a pure wide receiver, just as a wide receiver, he is not number one. Or not number one.
So
He's
you
not top
don't
20. CMC's
you
not
don't
number one running back.
you don't like that utilizing stuff like him playing as a running back or like you
I
don't.
think that's not when you talk about being a wide receiver, him being a rusher should not play any part into that because running the ball is not being a wide receiver. It's a running back.
Yes, when you're talking about a wide
I get what
receiver,
you're saying,
bringing
though.
up his rushing stats is irrelevant.
That's why when people talk about CMC, how is he better than Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry? Because when you talk about a pure running back, like just a running back, I get it. We're getting more into the age of a dual threat, and I get that. But Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb, way better in the rushing game. And like I've said, when you grade these positions, you have to grade according to what their position is first, and then add everything afterwards. Running back's kind of a little different because you can consider, the passing game a lot more into it.
yeah, you have to factor that because nowadays you're asking running backs to catch the ball more and run the route tree more than previous.
Yes, and like I acknowledge, it has to be considered more heavily than it did in years prior, but still, Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry way better in the running game. I don't think that's undeniable. Derrick Henry actually had a really good season in the passing game that people do not know about, and that man single-handedly keeps his team afloat.
I still believe when healthy, Jonathan Taylor could be back in that top 3, top 5.
He could be. Yeah. But all right, man. That includes the end of the show. Any last words before we head out, y'all?
Steelers are mid.
Wow.
Falcons win the division. Bijan Robinson offensive rookie year. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay. PSP.
Seahawks ain't making the play.
Washington tank for Caleb Williams.
Wow.
Steelers are mid.
Bro,
Steelers right here.
Whether it's against Sports Talks,
Where's Jay at?
whether it's against Sports Talks Chiefs, whether it's against the Bengals, I do not care. The Birds are running it back.
Yeah.
To lose again. Boom. Hold this.
For all the new followers, all the followers and people that's in the stream right now, make sure y'all hit the like button, comment, you know what I'm saying, show support some love. Hey man, we here, grinding and stuff like that, man. And we can't wait for football season. I can't wait as well. Can't wait for the Geno Smith to prove everybody wrong that he's not a fraud. Prove that Herbert clears Trevor Lawrence. AJB top 5. So
And then you saying a healthy Kyler Murray better than a Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm gonna post that clip too. I'm gonna post it. I might do a regular TikTok video.
Yo, Brandon, how's Jay saying?
But hey man,
you see this? You see this OU? I'm an OU fan. I got a Kyler Murray poster. Why are you trying to jinx my dude, Brandon? Why? Why are you trying to do this? Why?
If he goes off this year, if he goes off with
I hope he goes off with what? My man's out there with nothing. After a torn ACL, this man's screwed.
Yeah. All I know is Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I'm also
but till next time, y'all.
Down. I'll give it.
Wow.